All right, Diepkloof residents in Soweto will have their lights on for Christmas. Eskom disconnected around 700 homes about a month ago, which resulted in violent protests. But power is now being restored and residents are planning a celebration. Manqoba Mchunu is there for us and he joins us now live from Soweto. Manqoba, tell us, what have the residents been telling you? Obviously excited?
Indeed, Masiho, many of the residents here in Soweto are quite excited at the news. In fact, just an hour ago, we did see residents taking to the streets in celebration, Masiho, of that announcement that the lights were being restored in this particular area. In fact, just around 10:30 this morning, we did see that electricity being restored here in this particular community. And many of the residents saying that they're quite happy. You can understand the frustration that they've been going through for the past month or so without electricity, and this is due to that fine that was imposed by Eskom. You recall that on the 18th of November, the power utility had cut off supply to this particular area based on the issue of non-payment as well as illegal connections, which were among some of the issues that were raised by Eskom. But of course, residents saying that they couldn't afford to pay that 6,000 rand fine. But we do understand that about 2 weeks ago, they then came to an agreement where they agreed to pay about 500 rand to Eskom as a commitment to show their willingness to pay their bills, their electricity bills, and therefore we do understand that from that agreement, that's where we are now, where the lights have been restored in this community. But let me get a quick update from Nhlanhla Lux, who's of course been at the forefront of this protest. Nhlanhla, thank you for your time. Let's start here. What is the commitment that Eskom is giving to you at this particular point? We do understand that there was an agreement to pay 500 rand per household, but is this a long-term agreement that's in place?
Look, the agreement starts this December, ends in 2023, giving our people enough time to pay the agreed 500 rand a month. That also shows willingness from our people, because the commitment from our people has been successful. We have paid those 500 rands per household. The money is in Eskom's account, and the agreement, just so the people at home understand, is that our people pay while Eskom fixes their mess, and once the systems are in place from Eskom, will then be presented with a solution that says that here are new systems in place, this is how we're going to consume electricity, and this is how we're going to pay for the consumption. And then once that point comes, we'll know whether we are still paying the 500 rands or what's the new way. We'll hear from the new systems that are in place.
Just clarity on that, Nhlanhla, what is the 500 rand for? Yeah. Is it part of the 6,000 rand fine that was imposed by Eskom, or is it just settling the debt that the community has with Eskom?
So the agreement is such that the debt from yesterday is no longer a discussion. It's scrapped off. So we are working towards the 6,000, paying it in the terms that I've just presented, 500 rands, until each household reaches the 6,000. Because 6,000 at a go for our households is an impossible ask. It's impractical, because we're talking about houses that live off 350 rands and other grants from government.
Okay. Let me quickly get the councillor. Councillor, thank you for your time. How are you feeling as a community that the lights have finally been restored? Surely this will be a good Christmas for many community members here.
Thank you very much. I'm very much excited that the community of Diepkloof Zone 3 finally, tomorrow is Christmas, they're having electricity. We've been fighting, we've been in the street day in, day out. We never slept until now, but I feel very relieved. Our community was celebrating today for the lights. As you know, Soweto Freeway was closed for everybody. Now Soweto Freeway is officially open. The community of the Diepkloof Zone 3 are busy cleaning the street, and they're preparing for celebration tomorrow. They'll be celebrating in the Soweto Freeway. So they're happy with the electricity.
But the elephant in the room, Prima, of course, is the issue of non-payment. What is the commitment from people of Soweto? Are they going to pay for the electricity bill going forward?
That one we've been discussing with our community, and to show that our community are prepared to pay the 500 rand each. Remember, Eskom, in October, we told Eskom, give us a payment plan, and they refused. And this is what we're talking about. Let people pay and fix your infrastructure. Now, we are in agreement with Eskom that they must fix the infrastructure. Meanwhile, our community are paying. They must fix each and every house and do audit. And the community are paying the 500 rent. Meanwhile, we are fixing. This is what we requested. And remember, Eskom was very stubborn. They didn't want to hear anything about the forms. They said people have disappointed them. But we say, try us. Community of Diepkloof are committed. Give us those forms. Let our community pay and show that they're going to pay. And we are committed, all of us. We are in this together. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was the councillor here in the area. I just want to quickly still, Bob Denbovu, you are from the Premier's office. Of course, you've been part of these negotiations. Are you happy that you've reached an agreement? And exactly what does that agreement entail?
Thank you very much, and greeting to your viewers. We are very happy that a solution has been found. Both parties, Eskom and the resident, have come to a conclusion after a protracted discussion, getting both parties in one room. What has been agreed upon, one is that residents who have tampered with the electricity will have to pay the 6,000 rand fine, and those who did not tamper but were buying will not be part of paying the 6,000 rand and 52 fine. But Eskom will come in immediately in January to audit and make sure that the system and the prepaid meters are functioning properly, and people are requested not to buy from goats vending but to buy properly.
What about the claims by lawyers for black people that say that you as government are simply stealing their shine in this particular matter? They are the ones who actually challenged this matter in court yesterday, which actually forced Eskom's hand to actually bring the lights back on.
That cannot be true, because we have engaged with Eskom from the 6th, and then we deadlocked on the 13th. Then we reached some solution, I'm sure, on the 14th, 15th of saying what are indication before the court cases took place. Then finally on Tuesday, a discussion was wrapped. We had to take it back to the residents on Wednesday. On Wednesday, residents agreed to the proposal that was brought on the table. Then on today, the lighting took place. But we are not blaming anybody. We had said the three-pronged strike was taking place. There were those who were going the legal route, there were those who were going the street route, and there were those who were going the negotiation route, which is what we're doing.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Denbovu from the Premier's office, just telling us more details about that agreement that is in place. So, as you heard from him, those residents that are still owing will have to cough up the remainder of that 6,000 rand, but it will be done, of course, in installments. So the residents here breathing a sigh of relief. In fact, I spoke to some of the residents earlier on who just were so, excited, Masiho, saying that, they were, looking forward to a bleak Christmas. But of course, all of this has now changed due to the fact that the lights are back on here in this particular community.